Now they know the law. Shit just don't get the same.
I am that nigga. Yo, anyone, people have been sending me messages. They said, John, you got to talk about Dakar. What is their name? Dakar? I said, that happened right here in D.C., but I was out of town, so I didn't get a chance to really pay a lot of attention to it, though I did hear about it. So I guess the first thing I'll start off is there was a black woman. She was murdered by a Hispanic migrant, apparently. And apparently she was prostituting. And I said, damn, you mean to tell me that a black woman would be prostituting and find herself prostituting with a migrant? What? Like a day laborer? And so here is here's the first video about this. And again, this is in PG County, which was once at one point was the richest black county in America here. And then you're going to hear something interesting in this video. Take a listen.
Carmen Thompson.
Carmen Thompson?
Yes.
And you are
I'm the mother of Dakar Thompson.
What were your thoughts in being at the hearing today? And our hearts go out to you for your loss, first off. What do you want to say now that this justice process is moving forward?
I would like to thank the PG County State's Attorney's Office for the great service that they've been providing. I just want justice served for my daughter.
How are you guys doing? How's the family doing right now?
Is as good as a family could be under these circumstances, so not so good. We're trying to maintain.
Tell us a little bit about your daughter. She was 19, just getting started, a young lady out of high school. Tell us about her, please.
My daughter, she had just turned 19 years old prior to this unfortunate circumstance. She was working under Westmore's Maryland Year Service Corps option, whatever it's called, program. She had just completed a year-long internship in which she was very successful. She did a great job. She was a kind of an outgoing, soft-spoken, kind young lady. She was a free spirit. She was a good girl. She was a good kid. So there's been a lot of people disparaging her character on social media and things and such. Please don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. Out of respect for the family and us grieving, please, approach everything with grace. We would appreciate that.
Ma'am, do you have any? There were no warrants at the time, no detainers, but he was in federal custody. And then he was released, and he is in the country without proper documentation, and now they've filed.
I'm very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
Is there any indication that the victim may have known this person or crossed paths with this?
Let me again say that I just want to be clear, and out of respect for the family as well, any questions regarding the nature of the investigation would be harmful to our investigation at this particular point. So I want to make sure that we don't delve into any of that information. And I will say, you asked a question earlier. As always, there'll be an autopsy that's performed as a part of the investigation.
Last question, Katie. Carmen, and then a follow-up from Madam State's Attorney. The family often has a long journey after.
That was the state's attorney right there jumped in. And wait a minute, we can't let the cat out of the bag there. What kind of contact would she have with an illegal immigrant? And so the mother right out the gate, hey, then don't cast any aspersions on my daughter. You're going to hear some rumors that ain't true.
Crime like this happens, yes. The trauma as the case moves forward and the victims have to outlive the crime itself. Is the family prepared for what's about to happen in the coming months with the grueling work of retelling the story, working with investigators, everything that's to come?
That's a tough question. Because we know it's going to be extremely hard.
We are here today to discuss the case of the 19-year-old Dakar Thompson. I'm going to turn this over to State's Attorney Tara Jackson.
I know that the public has been following this case closely, and there are a lot of questions and concerns about the circumstances surrounding Ms. Thompson's death and, frankly, the immigration status of the defendant. Indictment. In addition, this office's primary concern is not the legal status of the defendant, or frankly, of any other defendant. My concern is to hold accountable people who commit crimes against the residents of Prince George's County. My job is to hold accountable anyone who commits a crime in Prince George's County against, again, our residents. At this point, there is not much more than I can say.
So you can see here that the politician, the prosecutor, is playing politics. In the earlier video, the mother was like, yo, they should have held this guy on a federal detainer. My daughter would still be alive. The prosecutor, who has no interest in discussing the immigration status of this guy, says, I don't want to talk about that. And so therein lies the conflict there between the mother who's lost her daughter and the prosecutor, who could try to get at the root of why these things are happening or how these things are continuing to happen. And she can't go down that road because that would play right into Donald Trump's immigration detainer hand. So here she is, kind of have to split the baby here with the mother of the dead woman here, saying, hey, I don't want to talk about the immigration, but the mother does. If proper immigration had been in place, the young lady might be still alive today.